Hey, everybody. It's Jade. All right. Vikings fans, Evil to the East fans. How are we feeling after the game yesterday? We got another edition of Moody Monday today. So we all had our post-game feelings, and now it's like the post-game after the post-game. Very excited. I got a special guest joining me today. He cheers for the Evil to the East, has his own YouTube channel, does great work over there. The Ranting Packers Fan. I'm going to have him join in right now. If y'all are not subscribed to his channel, go over there. We like him, even though he cheers for the Evil to the East. So I'll have him join in right now. So, Ranting Packers Fan, hey.
Hey, glad to be here, Jade. I'm really excited about being here and talking about the evil. Somebody's got to represent.
Yeah,
And,
thanks for joining me. I'm excited that we're getting going here. I'm just going to pop a couple of the comments on the screen. We got a couple people joining us here. Angel, how's it going? Summer Home, hello. Oh, Jake, still an amazing finish, and it's hilarious to see Packers fans complaining about the refs. Oh, boy. All right. Yeah, I mean, there was definitely some questionable calls yesterday. I mean, so yeah, as we all know, the Vikings, they snuck that one away, 34-31. So, I mean, Rant and Randy, what do you think here? What are your thoughts here after that game?
Well, just speaking to the comment there, I guess every team has fair weather fans. But
Yeah.
being around for, it'll be 63 years. I don't know, what is it, about a week or so, the 6th of December, either way. I've seen a lot of players, a lot of.
Is that your birthday, the 6th of December?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Happy early birthday, Sagittarius. We're going into your season today, Sagittarius season. Very nice.
Yes. I follow that a little bit, and I try to make sense out of all that stuff that you do. Whoa, did I say that right? Wow. When you try to explain all that in your live shows and everything, but as far as yesterday's game, and I think there's a lot of people that probably agree with me that the can't even speak. The Packers played like crap.
Yeah.
They
to put it bluntly.
They did.
Yeah.
And I'll be the first one to say that, and I say that pretty much anytime that, especially the first week, anytime that they don't play well. But the fact of the matter is the second half they finally started coming on.
They did. Yeah. They definitely seemed to make some adjustments at halftime.
Well, somebody once told me, and maybe I was listening to some of your videos and that, but that the Vikings were just keeping us in it, I guess. But in the end, the Packers couldn't stop anybody, and the way it is. So and I can't complain about the game. The game is it has to be played, and
it wasn't necessary.
Sometimes you just don't win, and everybody complains about the Packers right now, and they have for several years. And the fact of the matter is they're 8-3, and they're leading the division, and I don't know. I suppose at this point, since the Cardinals won, they're like number 2 in the NFC, which I don't even care about.
Yeah.
I've always, I always figured, in the 16-game season, that you had to win 10 to get into the big dance at the end, and once you're there, then you just have to win. But so I never really looked at records too much, and I still don't.
Yeah.
And I don't even care. The Bears, Vikings, they can win the division or whatever as long as we get in.
Right. Now, that's a fair point.
Yeah, and the fact of the matter is there's a lot of people out there that'll tell me I'm wrong, that it's better chances to be higher up in the seeding, all that. But it doesn't matter. But
we got a happy birthday from Jake, the Minnesota sports fan, too. Even so, it says happy early birthday.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And then we got another comment from Jake. To be fair, either side couldn't stop a cold in the second half.
Well, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see how things are in January, and I hope it's like 10 degrees with 40 below wind chill, which I got away from about 5 years ago because I decided I was going to move to Western Colorado.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a fact. They obviously were looking ahead at the Rams, or they just weren't.
Yeah.
Well,
I had heard some rumblings leading up to the game that to me it kind of sounded like the Packers were planting excuses for already planning on not winning the game. And I also kind of heard some rumblings about Packer country wasn't necessarily too worried about losing that game yesterday. Can you confirm or deny any of those things?
Well, I have heard some stuff to that effect. All I can say is, and I guess I'm going to go on record and probably get a lot of hate mail, but that's okay.
Yeah. Yeah, look out, your inbox.
All those people that make those excuses, I don't care if it's the refs or whatever, any of the excuses, they're all fair weather fans, and they're not true fans, lifelong fans, and I guess coming from my position, I can say that it's an opinion.
Yeah.
But I've seen a lot of things in 6 decades, and you just got to stay with them. And I've seen some really bad seasons, and I've seen there was a season there with Favre even that they were 4-12, and it's like,
right.
Yeah, and I've seen a lot of seasons before Favre and Rodgers, and we had, Lynn Dickey, we had, just all kinds of different quarterbacks, and the teams are crap. And,
Ruthless Sports, CG Ruthless Sports says, "Hey, Ranting Packers fan."
Oh yeah, I've seen him. Yeah, he's
and then Jake makes another comment here that I want to put up. So Savage had some key drops as well that could have changed the game. Plus, it's a rivalry game. The NFC North rivalry games are always tough regardless. Exactly. And I do think that Savage did have a couple key drops yesterday, which kind of, I think, coincide with the Vikings. I mean, I don't like to dwell on calls and stuff like that, on the refs and all that stuff, because at the end of the day, whoever wins and loses is the team that wins and loses. But there were two notable calls that went in favor of the Vikings. And one of them was the interception. And then there was a Savage drop there too, which could have totally turned the momentum of that game. And I think in particular, Kirk Cousins lucked out yesterday with those two calls reversed. That could have been interceptions that really could have changed some things, the momentum.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I read something in social media. Well, Facebook, I don't know what they call it these days, but I guess it's Facebook to me.
Yeah.
They have every week
the metaverse.
But that's that's another story for another day. But I read something that somebody had the ruling on what a catch is, and they said that you had to control it according to what I read.
Yeah.
You have to make sure that you control it before you hit the ground. The ground can't cause.
I think. Yep. That sounds accurate.
But yeah, so technically, in a lot of people's eyes, that was a catch.
Yeah.
And there's been a lot of stories about what a catch is and what isn't. Across several years.
Right. I love when they always cut back to the experts, like in LA or in the booth.
Yeah. I don't know how experts are.
Yeah.
It's hard to say, but I was surprised they didn't go back to the that Cowboys game where it wasn't a catch or it was a catch. That'd been funny. I'd like to see some memes on that with
right. And I swear every year the NFL goes through a whole debacle regarding what's a catch or what isn't a catch. I feel like so they don't have it figured out necessarily. So maybe they need to do some work on that there.
Well, I think what they do is, and this is just my opinion, but I think what they do is they try to refine all the game in general, but they try to refine the rules and everything down to so much so restrictive that it just just let them play. They just get they try to think they're doing something that's better for the game, but I don't think it ultimately ends up that way.
Right, exactly. And then, okay, so I got to ask you too. The fiance, Shailene Woodley's fiance, what's going on over there? What's going on? Is it actually a toe problem? Is it actually a toe, or is there other stuff lingering around? Because his game has just seemed to be off for a while, and it wasn't just yesterday. And then before halftime, he's running into the tunnel before. What was going on there? Was he going to get something injected in his toe and his foot? I kind of heard some rumors. What's going on with the quarterback over there?
Well, I probably heard the same rumors. I did hear a rumor that his toe was really sore by the end of the half, and I guess he had to, I don't know, maybe what he needed to do is go in and have a pedicure. I don't know.
Maybe he needed to talk to Shailene.
Well, yeah, maybe. I'm sure he didn't have his cell phone on the field, but it's probably in the locker room.
Yeah, I think he maybe needed to get a little pep talk from her on the sidelines. And I mean, just to kind of touch on that, I am under the impression that is a fake relationship. That is why I say the fiance. What's the word in Packer country there? Do people think it's real or what here?
Well, see, now I think you're asking the wrong person, because I quit paying attention to I quit paying attention to Favre a long time ago too, but I quit paying attention to Aaron Rodgers probably after midway through the offseason.
Yeah, I mean, and then a lot of people also, rumblings leading up to this game, were thinking that it was possibly going to be his last time in a Packer uniform at US Bank Stadium. What would be your percentage there if you see him leaving the squad after this year? Because there was that ominous, I don't know if it was Insta or whatever, social media post that he did at the beginning there with the last dance there with Jordan and Pippen.
People are going to really love my answer on this. I said, don't let the door hit you on the backside on the way out. But the reason I say that is, as we were talking before this live stream, is that, I've seen players come and go for many reasons. And, when it's time to retire, it's time to retire. If you get hurt and you have a settlement and away you go, that's fine. If you get traded, I can't do nothing about that either. So it's just, you move on. And I've seen all what
would you like to see him stay as quarterback? Well,
yeah, I think most people would, just because of the level of play. But
yeah,
the fact of the matter is there's nothing that any fan can do about it. The game is what it is, and the business is what it is, and you just got to move on. And if Jordan Love is the next quarterback, we're going to have to deal with that. I mean, we've had some bad quarterbacks, through the history of time. So
yeah,
and we've had good ones. And
if you could wave your magic wand right now and have your pick a quarterback, anybody that's actively playing, who would that be? Would that be your quarterback now, or would somebody else got your eye? If you could just magically wave a wand, make that happen.
Well, if I could magically wave a wand, I'd probably wave it and hope for Rodgers just to get along. But I don't think that'll ever happen. So with that said, no, there isn't really a quarterback I would bring in. I would just go with Jordan Love and see how he does. I mean, look at the Bears. They've got Fields.
Yeah.
They're living and dying with Fields, and
and
that's what the Packers are going to have to do at some point.
Yeah.
They may bring in a veteran at some point, at the point where Rodgers leaves. Maybe the Vikings want him. I don't know.
Well, that's something else I've heard. And I will just say, the Vikings, as far as our new quarterback, we haven't seen much of Kellen Mond at all. So at least you guys have kind of seen a little bit of love here. But if Kurt goes down, we have Sean Mannion as our backup court. Yeah, who's that?
Yeah, I think a lot of teams are that way. They've got their stars, and you've got the ones, you've got the Mannings and all that. That have been there and they've retired, whatever, and then everybody thinks they're in rebuilding because they have a different quarterback and they got to figure out what they can do and what they can't do.
And it did seem too that it wasn't just like, the fiance, playing weird. Y'all, I believe was Alan Lazard. I mean, we knew that Aaron Jones was out yesterday. That obviously, not the same with him in. And then Alan Lazard, I believe, was also out. And but your backup running back, AJ Dillon, dangerous Dillon. I'm surprised that he didn't bust out more. I thought the Vikings were able to contain him, or maybe things were just off. So what do you think about that backup running back that y'all have? I think he's pretty good.
Oh, I think he's definitely a workhorse. I think that he'll be around for quite a while, and I did see something to the point where even if he weren't in Green Bay, he'd stay living in Green Bay because he likes the area and
okay,
likes everything. So, but as far as AJ Dillon, I think that he is what the Packers need right now, and I'm kind of okay with Aaron Jones, and I know they're paying him the big bucks and all that, but
yeah,
I think, it's like when they were trying to figure out if he was going to stay or go, and talking about Aaron
right, yep.
I didn't care because I knew that Dillon could handle it, and Dillon might be the future after.
Yeah,
Dillon.
I think you do. You guys do have a little bit of future. And then Jake says, "No, I don't want him."
Well, you know what? I'm not sure I want him either.
Well, I was gonna say. I mean, I personally, of course, we all know the caliber of player that he is. We don't have to dispute that. But no, thank you. I gotta say, Jake, that I agree there. Nothing against him, Jake says, but just no. Yeah, I would have to agree with that sentiment as well. That no thanks, because it seems like the drama from the offseason kind of spilled over too, with everything going on there. So, but I will say, if there's some drama not going on over with the Vikings, like, that's okay with me because there's always crap going on.
Everybody wants Zimmer out, but maybe this week they want him in. I don't know.
With Zim?
Yeah.
Oh man, I think I personally think that at this point in time, they're just going to let Zim, ride it out. They're going to let him finish the season and go from there. I think that, in my personal opinion, I think the Wilfs are giving him, some time to figure it out. But I'm personally sick of this song and dance. It's his 8th year as head coach. And it does seem like kind of, after these 2 wins that, he's got this horseshoe where, he's buying himself more time and inadvertently buying more time for Pizza Ranch boy Kirk Cousins, and also, their general manager, Rick Spielman, who's the puppet master behind all of this. So,
well, I agree. I think that there's a lifespan, I guess is what I want to say, a lifespan of every coach, player, and it doesn't make any difference. And at some point, maybe the organization and the coaching staff, players, whatever, they want to go in a different direction. And
the headless horseman's going to get the call eventually, is what you're saying, right?
Yeah. Just like Mike McCarthy here. I know he went to Dallas, but it was like, I think it was time for a change, and that's what they did.
But I like that it seems like other organizations are able to, see when it's time for a change. And it seems just like for the Vikings anywhere, it's just these last couple of years have all kind of been the same song and dance. So it's like, when is that change going to be happening? We got another question here for you here. Summerhome says, so what's the Packers' biggest roadblock to the playoffs and the Super Bowl this year, in your opinion, at this point, would you say?
Well, I'm going to probably go against what most people would think. I'm not going to actually name a team. I'm going to just say themselves. There's games, and you've probably seen this with the Vikings. There's games where they just play to their potential, and there's games when they just shoot themselves in the foot.
Yes.
And I think that's what's happened in the NFC Championship games.
Yeah.
Team-wise, they've got to be able to. I think they got lucky on the Cardinals.
That was an entertaining one, though. Yeah, they lucked out there. What do you remember off the top? What was the final score of that? Because I remember I was live streaming that one.
Well,
And
that's a good question. I don't even know
yeah,
if I remember. It wasn't
but
by
that
much. It went
was,
by about 3 points, I think.
yeah.
But
I remember the crybaby, the fiance doing one of these at the end there. Yes. I think it was some sort of, it must have been field goal or something, or I can't remember, but yeah, so it's
yeah,
just going to be
I
themselves.
really don't think Rogers or I don't know. They must have known each other for a while behind the scenes because it's kind of weird how she just popped up like that. But
Yeah.
to get back to the question, they've got to beat the upper echelon teams. They've got to beat the Rams. They've got to beat Tampa Bay.
Yep.
They have to beat the
And
Cowboys, and I think they probably can beat the Cowboys. But
do
there's
you
there's a
do you have the remaining schedule for the evil to the east there? Because I do declare.
well, I probably do behind me.
Yeah.
Um,
I just remember hearing that it's gonna be a tough one. I mean, I could look it up here. And then
well, yeah, you can look it up, or
we got C-Mac saying good afternoon. Hey, what's up, Corey? Ranting Packers fan. He says I've seen you on the live streams before. Pleasure meeting you. Aw. What up, C-Mac? Thanks for
well, it's a
joining.
pleasure meeting everybody. I tell you, it's just been kind of wild. I just a little background. I actually made my first video in August of 2019, and I think if you look at those videos, they're kind of I'm just going to say they're kind of crap. They're just not very good, and I think that as time's gone on, I've kind of learned a few things. I've watched a lot of videos on how to perfect this and what to
Yeah.
do and all that.
Yep. If nobody's subscribed yet to Ranting Packers fan channel, it's on the ticker there. I also put it in the description. Definitely go over there. Subscribe. And then we got Jake saying here, the NFC North way, everybody at some point chokes spectacularly. Yeah.
Well, the Packers know how to do that too. I mean,
Yeah.
even if it wasn't a big obvious choke in yesterday's game, they know how to choke. They know how to just.
Yeah.
They've had a terrible game in several seasons, at least one. And,
Yeah.
but it's just kind of crazy. I just did want to say that everybody they don't come to my channel to see what I have to say or hear what I have to say. I think they just want to stare at Skelly. So
Yeah.
okay.
I mean, I'm surprised you said Skelly was taking a little bit of a beauty sleep here.
Yeah. I tell you, I just a little background, I guess. I have a yellow Monte Carlo SS, a 2004, and I show that, and then I have a Camaro too. But
Wow.
I take Skelly along because the yellow Monte Carlo SS, and everybody can guess this. It's kind of Packers yellow, and so I got Packers decals all over it.
Oh, that's awesome. Right on.
And so anyway, he likes when I'm showing it, he likes to get, and I have pictures of that. But he likes to get in the driver's seat, and he thinks he wants to drive. So
Right on. And then we got a couple people that said C-Mac gonna subscribe. That's awesome. Thanks,
well, that's
C-Mac.
awesome. Thank you.
Clown Jr. Yeah, nice. And then Jake said he subscribed too. So that's awesome. And then Jake is asking you if you've heard of Tom Grossi. Very
Yes, I watch him
popular.
all the time. I've
Yeah.
subscribed to him a long time ago. Probably when I don't know. I guess when I first started doing this, he was one of the biggest creator that I knew that I just loved. I love his live streams. I love his videos, and I think it has to do with the background that he has in stand-up comedy and all that.
All right on.
He is the biggest Packers fan around, I'm sure. So
Yeah. Clown Jr. asked me why I'm fake laughing. I don't know why he thinks that that's a fake laugh, or she, I guess they. Okay.
no, I guess we'd all have to get to know you in person, then we'd know if that's a fake laugh or not. But
I guess
until
so.
you do that, you don't know really.
Right, exactly. But I mean, that's cool. Thanks for joining anyway. So I wanted to ask you too, what were your 3 positives, 3 negatives from the game yesterday? And if you want, I'll start it out. I have 3 positives, 3 negatives. Because the
All right.
Vikings, so they're 5-5 now. So they just moved back. They just moved to 500. So whoop-de-loo. And then, like we said, the Pack are 8-3 now. So I want to say I'll start with the positives for me for the purple. I like that they utilized Justin Jefferson. Like, hello, great. And then I liked too that they were able to get the kick at the end there. Greg Joseph made the kick because both of our teams dealt with kickers missing yesterday. So I'm glad that Greg Joseph was able to make the field goal at the end. And then in turn, they actually managed to finish the game with a win. So those are my 3 positives for the purple. My 3 negatives from the game yesterday, not going for it right before halftime on a 4th down. I think it was like 4th and 3 for the purple, and they didn't go for it. Why not try to be aggressive and get a score before halftime? Even though, yeah, they were going to get the ball after half. So I think that was their reasoning and not going for it. You got to be extra aggressive. And that was kind of their key word leading into this game was aggressive. And then really kind of forcing the run, I also thought was a negative when it wasn't necessary. Like, I get it. You don't have to not run the ball at all, but stop trying to make Dalvin happen all the time. And then the defense, I also marked as a negative because they're letting 31 points, and they're looking tired because they're on the field a majority of the time. So those are kind of my positive, negative takeaways for the purple yesterday. Ranting Packers fan, what do you think?
Well, yeah, as far as the Packers are concerned, it was a positive them just getting into the end zone in the first half.
Yeah.
The negative side of that, which I guess we can go positive, negative, but the negative side of that is they've always been, for the most part, they've been a slow starting team, and so which is no different yesterday. They couldn't even find themselves. I don't even know if what was going on there, but the positive, like I said, was they actually got into the end zone.
Definitely a positive, yes.
Well, yeah, because the Vikings could have easily kept them to 3 points. Look at Seattle. But anyway,
right. I did think of that game because what was that Seattle game? It took, what was it, like 3 quarters with them to score?
It took about 3.5 quarters before they even scored. Anybody even scored than that. But so the positive is that they actually got a touchdown. I don't know, maybe that's a moral victory for the first half.
Possibly.
The negative in that, of course, is that they tend to start slow, and then I was happy. Another positive is the offense in the second half got going, and they did get some rhythm. And they had it, and I guess overall, the last thing is they still gave themselves a chance to win at the end. Negatives, I've got all kinds of negatives, and I'm not gonna. Well, I guess I am.
Yeah, I bet the negatives aren't hard to come by after a loss.
Mason Crosby, but I guess I just did.
Right.
I've seen Mason Crosby throughout his whole career, and he's had some seasons that he's struggled, and a lot of them that he hasn't. So
had a doink yesterday. Doinked it. Total.
Yeah, I thought that was cool. They actually have microphones right there at the upright so that you can hear that, and I think I'd like to hear more of them in the games. From any team, because I think it sounds cool. But then that's me. I'm kind of odd that way. But yeah, and then other negatives. The Packers they tend to at times give up too many big plays on the defense. The defense they probably, as of yesterday, they probably dropped down at about number 20, but that's okay. But
yeah, I have some rankings for at least for the purple, but
I just think that it's a little overrated. All that stuff is overrated to me. But
what did you say that's overrated? What did you think is overrated?
Essentially, the ratings system.
Oh, the ratings. Yeah.
Rating systems, including the power rankings. I never I don't care about any of that stuff because what counts is where you're at in December and what
Right.
you do after that. But
Yep.
so I think
You seem like you don't let yourself get caught up in all that extra noise and all that extra drama. That's
well,
probably a good
I
place
do
to
at
be.
times, but then I gotta reel myself back in. And Skelly says to just hold it a little bit. But
Right. Yeah.
then
Skelly's bringing you back down to reality a little bit.
yeah, he needs to eat more. I know that. But anyway, so overall, the Packers need to stop looking ahead. I guess that'd be a negative that maybe every team does that at times, but they do it especially. I think they were looking at that Rams game, and I think they're looking at their bye week. I think all of them want to go to Hawaii or something and rest. But,
is that what they're on? Oh, also we have somebody asking us if we're married.
Actually, you may not. I don't know. That's up to you if you want to answer that. But I will say
no, we're just two YouTube friends here that are talking about our.
Well, if
our
we're married, I thought if we were married individually.
Oh yeah, no, they asked if we're husband and wife.
No, we get along too well.
Right.
But anyway, but I can answer that question for myself. I've been with my significant other for we had celebrated 11 years. We're not married, but we've been together for 11 years as of September 25th.
So you said September?
What was that?
September 25th?
Yeah, September.
Oh,
25th.
Nice! Congrats.
Which is pretty good because I think before her, it's like a year and a half for me every relationship probably. But but she, I will say that she had a stroke in 2019, and I do have a video on that.
Oh, that's too bad. Yeah.
But she doing well right now, and I'm kind of a caretaker essentially, and other, among other things. But
we'll definitely give her our well wishes from School Country.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, she was born and raised in Appleton, and
right on.
When we lived there, and you're gonna have to stop me if I'm talking a long time, but it's long-winded there. But we spent a lot of time in Green Bay. We've been to the stadium many times, mostly for family night. And I was at one game in 2015 against the Detroit Lions, which the damn Lions won on a last-second field goal.
No! What is with that? What is with the field goals at the end?
Yeah. So anyway, it was November of 2015. I was actually at a game, but we've been to many a family night and everything. We just enjoy it there, but mostly we went to Green Bay for the casinos. But that's okay.
I've never been to Lambeau, but I mean, I would love to go, especially to a Vikings Packer game there. I mean, just to take it all in, of course. So
yeah, Lambeau is an awesome place. I came away from there, and here I am just talking about history, but that's okay.
That's all right. Yeah.
I came away from there saying it wasn't. I was in the. I can't remember if it's the north end zone or whatever. It's the one where the Packers have their tunnel there. But anyway, I was like 12 rows from the end zone, so to speak, or from the wall.
Nice.
Maybe about 20 seats from the tunnel. So I was right there in that corner.
Right in the action there. Very
good.
I
did see the Packers. They were warming up in their end zone and everything. And
yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I have some pictures from then.
I will say that, like going to the games, I don't know if you've experienced this. Like, I mean, no matter kind of where you're sitting, you are close. It is different than watching. It just feels, I don't know. Even if you're far away, it still feels like you're kind of close in. Maybe it's just the bird graveyard.
Yeah, it's part of the way that the stadium was built, and I know I'm going to get a lot of flack on that, so I don't get this right. 1957, and before that, they had an old city stadium, and I have pictures of that on my Twitter and different things. But they played there, but yeah, the stadium itself hasn't changed at all, except I guess they build all these boxes and stuff that.
Everybody's got to sit on cement over there, or what? You got to bring your own
seat. I don't remember it being cement when I was there. I keep telling everybody it was a bad experience there because I had long lines waiting for food and long lines waiting for the restroom.
Yeah. Oh, we
But I
got
think we
Peo
get that
time
anyway.
joining us, LA Rams YouTuber. What's up, Peo? How's it
Oh,
going?
LA Rams. Yeah, yeah. There's a game coming up.
Yeah.
When is that? Is that Sunday? I think it's Sunday.
Is that so what is the next Packer game?
Well, it's against the Rams.
All right.
And I believe it's at Lambeau. I believe it is. I probably have to take a look real quick, but I think it's at Lambeau. And
All right.
I tell you,
yeah, I actually I pulled up the schedule here. I wanted to take a peek. Yeah,
good.
it's this Sunday, and I think it is at I can't tell with the way that they put it, but Rams are on top, Packer on the bottom.
If they're on top, then it's probably Rams at the Packers. But
yeah.
here,
Oh,
I'll do
tells
something
us.
that nobody does on a live stream. I'll actually take a look behind me, and I can tell you if it's a.
Peo knows. It's in Green Bay. Thanks,
Oh, it is
Peo.
in Green Bay. Well, see,
Yep.
there you go.
Yeah,
But,
he's very excited. That should be a good one.
Yeah, it should be. Matthew Stafford comes back to Lambeau in different colors.
Yeah.
I said it here first, right?
Yeah,
No, I think everybody's been saying it.
Hopefully that's a good one. And then the Vikings are playing the 49ers. So both the 49ers and the Vikings are 5-5. And then hopefully the Packer and the Rams game is a good one. Both of our teams are also playing at like 3:25 Central Time this upcoming Sunday here too.
Well, I hope that because they're playing the Rams, I'll be able to actually see them on regular TV here in Western Colorado. I'm about 30 miles west or east of Utah. Utah is west.
You're out on the west side of Colorado out there.
Yeah, it's the high desert. I don't miss it. And see, I'm getting away from football a little bit, but I don't miss it because I don't miss the 40 below wind chills, which I know they get in Minneapolis.
Yeah.
And I don't
like 20
mind
degrees here today.
Not having the high humidity because it's we average about 10 to 15% humidity here.
Right on.
And I just love it. I love the upper elevations. We're in a valley. And I have to call it upper elevations because I'm 4,600 feet above sea level, so I'm technically living on a mountain.
You are, yeah.
So,
we're all you're looking down on all of us, apparently. Hopefully in a nice way, though.
But in a good way.
Yeah.
In a good way, yeah.
Exactly. So what was your prediction for the Packers this season overall?
Well, I figured it was probably going to be a pretty good season. Provided that they gelled all right again this year, and depending on who they brought in and different things.
Yeah.
And I suppose it depends on if Rodgers decides to play. But
what do you mean? What do you mean decides to play? What do you mean by that?
Decided to play. Let's put it that way. This year.
Oh, okay. And do you feel as if he picks and chooses like when he wants to play, and I'm glad that you mentioned that because I was thinking about this where we kind of touched on about how the Vikings were getting a lot of the calls yesterday, like the flags were going the Vikings way. And I don't know, I had my tinfoil hat on a little bit. Do you feel as if that was some sort of way for the league getting back at the Shailene's fiance with all of his drama and stuff like that? Was there any point of view or part of you that thought that?
I really never thought about that, but I thought it was rather interesting that the ref had his mic open on that one penalty when he said, well, I told you about that before the game or whatever. And that's not a direct quote because I'm not quite sure what he said, but he said something to that effect where he'd already been warned about that.
Okay.
And I didn't catch it right away because I didn't really know what he was talking about. But
and then we got Peo saying, Packers fan, could you talk about what his view is on the off-field drama? I sense some Packers fan love the drama and some are sick of it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Like I told you, I kind of shut him off and not even really paying any attention to him about midway through the offseason.
It's kind of hard to shut him off, though, right? When he's your starting quarterback.
Yeah, I can shut him off because he can go or he can come, and it doesn't make any difference to me. I know you heard it here first, but there's a lot of people that are caught up in the drama, and there's a lot of people that are sick of the drama, and it just keeps going. If it's not the off season, it's all about vaccination status. It's all about following the rules the league has for COVID-19 protocols.
Making some extra drama, of course, with that naturally.
Yeah, exactly. So,
the Vikings have had their own fair share of drama there too, especially with the quarterback, as well. And a lot of people kind of mention how, Cousins got a lot of flack, because he chose not to get vaxxed, but he never, kind of like tried to skirt around it really. I mean, he tried to kind of dodge the question, but then it seems like, a lot of people were saying that maybe Shailene's fiance, kind of didn't get as much flack or whatever. But I mean, he did get a lot, but I don't know. It was just kind of interesting comparing the two because there was a lot of heat on Cousins for a while here.
I think the flack that Rodgers doesn't get, whether it's by teams or the league, I think the fans are trying to help out on that and give him all that he can handle and then some. But
yeah.
It's just, I understand, and I'm not really going to get into it because it'll get politicized, I'm sure. But everybody has a choice, but the thing is the NFL and what is their union, CBA, whatever.
I think it's I think that sounds right. Collective bargaining agreement.
Someday, because I'm not always right, and I know that, but.
They'll find you. They'll find you in the comments. They'll fact check.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. I don't mind it. They can even tell me the Packers suck. I don't care.
Yeah.
And the fact of the matter is that they had an agreement, and if you're gonna be part of that, if you're gonna be a part of the players' union, and they're gonna agree to it, then you need to agree to the protocols and abide by them. So that's just where I stand on it. And, there's other opinions in the world, and I know that. But the fact of the matter is, if you agree to something and it's a contractual thing, then you almost have to.
Well, and it seems like, too, I mean, just to wrap, things up on that whole stance, like, once people have made up their mind one way or the other, there's really you're not going to really change their mind on it, once they've made up their mind, about that.
Yeah. And, it's. And I'll even, I can't talk and I can't be holier than thou or anything, or thou, so to speak. But because I myself didn't even want to get a flu vaccine. I never got a flu vaccine until, probably a year or two ago.
Yeah.
So, it's just like that was my choice and that's how I viewed it. So.
And so just to kind of wrap this up here, as far as the big game goes, what what percentage are you at right now for Evil to the East, Green Bay Packers to make it to the big game? What percentage, if you had to pick a percentage right now, that they're going to be one of the final two?
I'm kind of like the teams and the players, it's like one game mentality, one game at a time. But I just feel that if they get to what I call the big dance, which are the playoffs, which I think had an extra game. They had to have at least probably 11 or 12 games, probably 12 games that they have to win before they're going to be in it or, whatever, comfortable with it.
Right.
You got to get there. And then whatever you do. Look at 2010, they were the 6th seed and they went all the way through and won the Super Bowl. But
were they the 6th seed when they won that year? Wow.
Seed, yeah, they were. 6th seed. Matter of fact, they had to win. Let's see. I think they had to win out. I think their final 8 games or the majority of them before they could even do that.
That's kind of crazy that you mentioned that because I think actually as of right now, the Vikings would be the 6th seed if the playoffs started. So
wouldn't that be something if the Vikings would actually win out? But that's wishful thinking. But
yeah. And then Jake says, I don't know as a Vikings fan, I just like the fiance, but it just seems like he is more and more becoming more of a sore spot on the Packers than a good thing. Yeah.
I think no team really needs drama.
Right. And the less drama, the better. There's always going to be some drama, though, for sure.
I'm not going to talk about the Packers front office because I'm not there and I'm not the fly on the wall or anything. But
To be the fly on the wall, though.
There you go. See, I had to mention that, didn't I? I had to
Yeah.
mention the little fly on the wall thing, but
That's all right.
they're ultimately what the Packers front office, I believe, has done over the years is they've done what's best for the team. Not everybody was happy with the decision about Favre either.
Right.
2008, whatever. Yeah, 2008.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's why they sent him to the Jets,
Yep, and then the Vikings snagged him up.
All of a sudden, the Jets sent him to the Vikings.
Yeah.
And, I enjoyed those games. I enjoyed those games because I still like to watch Favre play,
Yeah. I can say that at that time, I mean, growing up and learning, you don't cheer for Favre and then he's coming at you on your team. I was just like, what is happening here? No, I was not a fan of it at the time. But I mean, looking back, it made for fun times and it makes for good stories and history right now, at least anyway.
Well, I was never one of those, Favre is a traitor thing. People, I like Favre and I like the way, he played and the way he carried himself on the field.
Yeah.
So that was okay. And when the Packers made that decision to actually go with Rodgers, it was just time to do that.
Yeah.
And then it's getting that way now. It's going to be time to make a change. And to get back to the question about the big game, I don't know if they're going to make it or not. They just have too many variables, like most teams, and they have to be playing well.
If you had to pick a percentage, you had to. You had to.
Well, it's going to be over 50% because of their talent. So,
yeah,
I'm going to probably be low here, and most people probably, other than like maybe the Vikings fans or the Lions fans. Well, I don't know about Lions fans, but Bears fans anyway. They're going to be saying, "Wow, they don't have a chance." But 80% probably.
Wow. All right.
I think they'll. But see, now there's 20% there that's unaccounted for, right? So that 20% means, if they get to and they have to get there, if they get to the NFC Championship game, they've got to win it. And
that's a key. That is a key in getting to the big game.
It might actually put them over the top with their with all their acquisitions and different things that they've had. So chances are they probably get there. I don't know if they'll win.
80%. I love it. I love it. We're going to go with 80. And then C-Mac says, what was the year the fiance told Packer fans to RELAX, relax? You remember what year that was? That must have been a couple years ago.
I've been relaxed so long that even before that
I think that was, I want to say that was about 3 years ago. Yeah, and then Rick says, hey, Rick, thanks for popping on. Congratulations to the Vikings. They won fair and square. Yeah. Managed to sneak that one out 34-31 yesterday. So, but it was an entertaining game. I think we can both agree on that. Entertaining game for sure.
Oh, absolutely. Now, I think it was a game for the fans, all fans, whether they're just football fans in general. I mean, anytime you can come down to the last couple of seconds and somebody wins a game, it's just like in baseball, somebody comes and hits a home run or whatever and wins it in the bottom of the ninth with 2 outs, Anytime you get a situation like that, I think it's good for the fans. And I think that, and here, I'm going to put this in there because I've heard it so many times, and we're just going to catch this. And I know there's a lot of Vikings fans. I'll probably read the comments, but there seems to be a lot of hatred, especially on that border.
Yeah.
Between Wisconsin and Minnesota. I mean, why is there so much hatred? Why can't people just be, good sports about it? And, I mean, it is a game after all.
It is a game after all. Yeah. I mean, I definitely get on that train where I call them the evil to the east for a reason, but I'm not going to go any crazier than that.
When you call them evil to the east,
it's a friendly rivalry, but some people can get very aggressive. And I think, I don't know, at games, I've definitely seen fights break out and things. And I think alcohol plays a part. Everybody's riled up, but we're not going to blame it all on that. But I don't know.
When you say evil to the east, I don't see the hatred and the other.
It's more of it's like fun loving. It's fun loving.
Yeah. I mean,
and then Jake also says that 2021 in the NFL has just been nuts and made no sense. I mean, yes, I can agree with that. It has just been overall, just all across the NFL, just been kind of wild. But that's also what kind of makes it fun. So
Yeah, the one thing you got to remember though, in any sport, but especially football, if it wasn't for the fans, there wouldn't be a league and nobody'd be playing. So you got to have fans for each team, and a good healthy rivalry is good.
Yes,
the hatred is not good. So
that's true. It's fine. It's a fine line, but if we can all just say good game and virtually like shake hands or at the end, then that's all that matters. And as far as the Vikings, the evil to the East go, there's another matchup. January, I think it's January 2nd.
January 2nd.
Yep. Yep. At Lambeau.
It's going to be 40 below wind chill, so make sure you're all bundled up. I know how that is. Minneapolis, everybody's got the clothes to do it. So
yep, people better have their mittens, their socks, their extra leggings, their boots,
all that. I got to make sure that they're. I want to see the face paint and everything, especially when I'm watching that game because I know I'll have to be watching from out here.
For sure.
In Colorado, but
got to get the hot cocoa going. Maybe got to put some, spike it with something. Maybe I know a lot of people do the fireball, so.
Yeah, I like to see all the people dressed up. I want to see the fancy hats and everything.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. I love when people get into it too, and especially at least for Vikings fans, like for the U.S. Bank Stadium, the Bird Graveyard. At least for us here, like local media, everybody's talking about how fans are so important. They're basically like an extra arm for the team, so everybody's got to be prepared when they go to the games.
Yeah. See, I'm so old. I've been watching the Packers and Vikings. I remember a game back in the 70s I was watching on TV. It was at Metropolitan Stadium. Now, of course, for several years, maybe decades, I don't know how long the Mall of America's been there, but, the home of the Mall of America.
I think 1987 or something like that.
Was it? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But I was there a couple of times, and I saw that seat way up there in the high, up there almost to the ceiling, that there's a story about the seat that's up on the wall almost at the roof, and I stood right there at the home plate where it originally was and everything.
Nice.
So I know about the Mall of America. I've been there many times, and it's kind of impressive in its own right. But,
and then, not to cut you off here, but Jake is saying, man, I love the Packers-Vikings rivalry. And by the way, Ranting Packers fan, what team is, in your opinion, your biggest rival?
Well, it's obviously not the Bears because Aaron Rodgers claims he owns them, but which I thought was funny.
Right.
But anyway, I think the Vikings and the Packers have probably, been one of the biggest rivalries of late, and you can always count on a really good game. So I really think that's the case. I've been, believe it or not, and I'm going to hopefully keep this short, but I never do. I've been to Minneapolis many times and I've flown through. Yeah. I've had a layover at the airport, and I've had my Packers gear because I was headed, I don't know, probably out here when I lived in Wisconsin. I don't know. But anyway, I've worn the cheese head in the airport, and I've gotten funny looks, and
I'm sure.
And I've gotten pretty good. Actually, I have not had a bad experience in Minneapolis at all.
Nice.
Whether I'm wearing the cheese head or not.
That's good.
So
yeah. All my visits over to Colorado and Wisconsin have all been good. So that's good. But yeah, Ranting Packers fan, thank you so much for joining me. It's been fun. Hopefully we can collab again in January for the next one. And
we'll be better at this, I'm sure,
Yeah, no, this was fun. I had a good time here. And thanks to everybody in the chat too. So did you have any final thoughts about the game yesterday before we wrap it up here?
Well, I think it was what the Vikings needed, keep their coach in for another week. But the other thing is I've become, and I saw some pregame and stuff, I've become a real fan of, I got to get the name right because I'm not really up on all the players. Justin Jefferson.
Justin Jefferson. Yep.
Yeah, I'm a real big fan of his. I think he's going to go far.
Yeah. He looks good.
I saw him with the shirt on there, with the moss shirt.
I know, I love that. It's
Moon
like
Moss
trying to be
and
like,
talked about that on pre-games and stuff.
yeah.
And, you know, but anyway, I'm a big fan of his, and I hope he does well.
Yeah, right on. I think
but,
we can both take that. We can both take that away. That was a positive for the NFL, for all of us just to be able to watch. So I think that's exciting.
I look forward to watching him more and seeing what he does. And I often say, you know, Minnesota needs a win every once in a while.
Well, that's very kind of you. Yes, we do.
Well, yesterday I wasn't saying it so much, but then, you know,
no,
whatever.
That's funny.
But,
Summer Home says thank you. Thanks, guys. Thanks for joining. C-Max says thanks. This was an awesome stream. You both take care. Yeah, thanks, Corey. Thanks for joining. And yeah, here goes to the rest of the season. And yeah, again, Ranting Packers Fan, everybody go over to the channel, check it out, make sure to subscribe, like the vids, and yeah, Ranting Packers Fan, Randy, thank you so much for joining. I'm going to sign off the stream here. You want to say bye, Randy? We'll peace out.
Yeah, maybe next time Skelly will decide to wake up and actually be here.
Good.
So,
very good.
He is on in every video, and someday I'll see if he'll talk some more. But I don't know. If
hopefully,
that'll be news in the future. So,
all right.
Thanks a lot, and
okay, thanks everybody for joining. Peace out.